best thing about playing on an SMP for me is teamwork. And by that, I mean I don't have to do everything myself. Sometimes that can be buying in shops, and other times it's doing deals for sharing resources. And with that in mind, I'm heading over to Hocus' base. And I am being a bit more carefree with the rocket use, and that's because Hocus has built this awesome gunpowder farm, and we have done a deal. We're going to share this farm and the one that I'm going to build today. The plan is to build a sugarcane farm so myself and Hocus can have our own supply of rockets for ourselves, but also sell them in a shop so the diamonds start flowing in. Hocus did say I can take as much as I want already, so I'll just grab a little bit for now. My end of the deal is to build a sugarcane farm, which are very simple, and I already know which design I'm going to use. It's the same one I built last season, which is a modular design by Tango, but I'm going to do it very differently. My plans for the top of this tower is to have a few airships containing everything I need for villager trading. One massive one for the villager trading hall, and a few smaller ones containing farms that produce items for trading. And the most obvious one, and the one I've used a lot in the past, is sugarcane, and that's what I want to get done today. Okay, so this is a modular design, so let's just have a look at the size of one module so we can see how this works. So each module is based on just one water source, so they are 8 blocks long for how far the water will flow, plus 1 block at the back. So if you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's how long these are. So if we'll just put some water in just to prove that we've got that right, just like that. So yeah, that is the whole length of the farm. So the sugarcane will be planted here next to the water. We'll have blocks at the back, including an observer pointing at one of these, and then the pistons will actually be at this height here. So this block here would be a piston, and I'm not going to build this properly because, you know, I'll probably start using it, and I really don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm using the ones that I build in the air, and then that's mirrored on the other side, just like that. And then as far as the footprint of the farm goes, that is really it. There are a few blocks here and there, but they're all contained within this structure that we've got here. So it'd just be something like that. On top of the pistons, we'd have some more blocks. And then that is where the next level will start if we were going to start extending this up. So this, now we're actually into the next module along, which is great. So it is really compact, this thing. It's 9 by 5 by 3. So yeah, that's not bad at all. So if you saw last season of Ramblecraft, you'll see that I built this in my crazy underground mega base. The way I tiled this was I went across by 6 blocks and then up by 4. So I had 24 modules of this. And it was absolutely crazy. I couldn't keep up with the amount of sugarcane that's coming out of it. I use a lot of it for trading with villagers and a lot of it crafted into rockets. I also had a rocket shop there as well, so I was definitely getting through a lot, but I just couldn't keep up with the amount I was crafting. So it was absolutely insane. But you know what? I'm going to do something a fairly similar size, but this time I'm actually not going to go as tall and as wide, but we are going to do something I've never done before, which is extend it lengthways. So, because I think that kind of lends itself better to being inside an airship, doesn't it? So I think what we're going to do is just have 2 modules going along this way, and then 3 wide and 3 high. So what's that? 18? Is that right? Yeah, 18. So that, it's not as much as I did last time, but you know what? I think it's definitely going to do us for what we need for this. I've worked out the size of the airship that I need, and it's quite big. It's definitely bigger than all the ones I've done so far. And what I need to build it, which is the first bottleneck I've got, is 20 stacks of white wool. And this right here is all the wool. Where is it? All the wool that I have. So I'm not far off, but we're definitely going to need a lot more. And you know what? I think it's time we actually get a wool farm going, because I really don't want to be stood there shearing sheep anymore. So the first thing I actually want to do in this episode is get an automated sheep farm going. Okay, so I've been doing a bit of planning in this area where I have my currently manual setups, and I want to make a few changes. So I've got this water drop and bubble elevator here that we did last time, and this goes down to my cave spider spawner and then back up through a bubble elevator. And in this central location here, I've marked out the center point, and then from here I want to put 2 more of these little structures in. They don't go anywhere yet, haven't got that far, basically because we have cows and sheep in the way on this side. And I think this one is going to actually go down to the slime farm. So at the moment, I only have this, which was my old mining shaft, and it's alright getting down. I can just drop down into this water, and no problem doing that. And down here, we have our very advanced slime ball storage, which I have been crafting up. This has gone crazy already. I have been crafting these up into slime blocks, and look, they've got an absolute ton already. So I need to do that, but I think what I want to do is actually have these go into a proper bubble elevator rather than just this tiny one here, and going right up to that bit. So let's take the very, very fast ladder all the way up. And then what I could do is have an area down here where the storage for the slime balls is, and also a crafting area, and I can have a storage for the slime blocks as well. So we'll get to that, but that's not what I want to do today. I will need to figure out where it's going, just so I'm aware of it, but I'm not going to do it today. So this one is going to go down there, so we can use this for like when we go mining as well. And then this one over here, don't really have a plan for it yet, but I'm thinking there's a geode not far from here. And I normally, when I go down there, which it's been a while, I'll be honest, I come down through this thing, and I think it's just over here. Yeah, go through this little, where it's around here somewhere. Anyway, go down this cave. I think there's two actually. There's one, yeah, there's one that way, and then there's one in here as well, I think. So yeah, definitely need to harvest these. But if I have that drop going down to here, because it's not far, I think that would be much more helpful. And then you never know, maybe something else we can set up down here that we can use that for as well. And obviously we do have the sheep down here at the moment as well. And oh my god, that grass is nearly dead. So yeah, I think I've definitely got enough sheep in there for now. And then back up here at the factory entrance, we have this little walkway here. And this is going to be much, much bigger. I'm going to dig all of this out, and that's why we have the Haste 2 beacon up here. And my original plan was actually to move the sheep up here and have a sheep farm in this main part of the factory. And the factory itself, obviously, it's the area where we produce the airships. And yes, it is a cosmetic build. I don't have a farm that can build airships. But if I do figure one out, I'll let you know. But I did also have the idea, even though it's a cosmetic build, also having some like practical farms in here as well. So I was thinking the main ones that we need for the airships are wood and wool. So I definitely want to have a tree farm and a sheep farm in here somewhere. But I think it actually makes more sense to have this where they currently are, on the lower level. And no, I'm not being lazy. It's not because I don't want to move all these sheep, because I'm going to have to move them anyway. But I just think it makes more sense having the resource production and then like the final build production on different levels. I think that's how it should work. That makes more sense to me. So I think the first thing I need to do is actually move these cows and sheep a little bit. I do have plenty of room down here because I've cleared out a lot of room. I need to get rid of this sugarcane anyway because we're going to be moving that. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to get rid of this pumpkin and melon farm for now. I'm going to build this somewhere else eventually. And you know what? It's going to be a lot smaller as well because it's absolutely ridiculous. I've got a couple of chests of each of them, and I've been turning the rest of it into bone meal manually through this thing, just putting everything in here. And look at this, got an absolute ton of bone meal just from that. So I'm going to get rid of this as well, and that should give us plenty of room. So I'll get the cows over here, and then we need to figure out what we're going to do with the sheep. Okay, so we got rid of the cows into some dodgy mismatched fences, remove the sugarcane, and then finally removing the pumpkin and melon farm. And as I don't have an iron farm yet, getting some of these resources back is going to be quite handy. There's a lot of hoppers in here, quite a few pistons, which I'm also going to need for the sugarcane farm. So taking this down, very handy, but also very necessary, so we have room for this sheep farm. Okay, so this is where we're at the minute, and things are looking a little bit tidier. So I've leveled this ground off as well, so we're at the same floor level here. I'm thinking we're going to have a tunnel here, just next to this water drop. Build some kind of wall here, and then this can go in through into another tunnel that has some storage, probably for the slime farm over here, and then maybe another one for the sheep farm where the sheep currently are now. And then down here, I've just started marking out where the sheep farm's going, so it looks a little bit complicated. So what we're trying to do here is maximize the amount of grass we've got around the blocks that the sheep are going to be on. So when they eat the grass and turn it into dirt, we're going to have a lot of grass both above and below, on diagonals, all over, loads of different directions. So that means the grass will grow back much quicker than if we just left it as flat land. So this is from a tutorial by Exumavoid, and I will leave a link to that tutorial down in the description. But for now, I'm just going to make a little bit of progress, because I'm nearly there with getting to the bit where they're standing on. Okay, so a little bit more progress. I've got all the signs in to hold the water back, and we've got the dispensers in the middle, and this is what's going to be full of shears, constantly shearing these sheep. That's the expensive bit. And then we have a collection chest under here. This is what is going to collect all of the drops. So we've got the hoppers on the same level as where the sheep are going to get pushed around. And then after this, we just need to get the water in, put a roof on it so the sheep can't escape, and then finally get the sheep in, which is the really fun bit. So first off, should we do, let's do ice, let's be lazy. So we just need to put this all around here where the signs are, and then we should be good to go. So I'll get this in, and then we'll have fun getting the sheep in. Okay, so that is the last bit's done. And we have a roof on there now, have all the water in. And all we need to do is get the sheep in, which should be great fun, shouldn't it? But I have a plan. What I want to do is drop them in at this point, because it's closest to them. And if they go on top of the water, they should get pushed around much quicker. So if we put some glass, let's use grass so that we know we need to remove it. And then we'll pull out there. The reason I've used a glass block at the top is because I'll probably need to push this one in with a piston. Because what we're going to do is remove this one so the sheep can drop in. But then, once they're all going around, it's probably going to be impossible to place the block there. So I'll leave that one there, and then we can push that one in with the piston when the time comes. And then we'll just build a little trap thing around here. Like this. Hopefully they won't take any damage. And then we're just going to push them along, or lure them along with a piece of wheat. And hopefully they're just going to go straight into here. So I'll get this built. And then you can see the madness once we get it going. Okay, I've got a little tunnel built. I've got my wheat. What could possibly go wrong with this? Right. I'll show you what can possibly go wrong with this. Let's break this fence and see what happens. Right, you're coming. Well, this way. Go in there. Look at that. Look at that. It's working. Never thought that would happen. Right, come on, you lot. Let's go. I've never had things go this smoothly moving anything in Minecraft, so something's got to go wrong soon, hasn't it? Right, this is a lot of sheep. This could take a while. Let's get them in, and hopefully we'll see this farm working very, very soon. Okay, so we've got them all in now, and that went way easier than I thought it would. And we need to move that with a piston, don't we? No, I haven't even got a cobblestone to make a lever. Alright, whatever. Right, we'll do that in a sec. But anyway, we got them all in, and we've got a good amount of them in here, and I did actually leave some back, and I did this on purpose because I didn't know if this would be enough. Now, it looks like they're definitely going to be, but the thing is, once you've got them in, you can't breed them, because we have a 1 block gap here. Baby sheep can actually get through there. The adults can, but the babies can, so you can't actually breed them once they're in here. So I left these few in here, and then if we did need any more, we can breed these up. But you know, we could use this for something else. If we need any other coloured wool, we can dye these and do that manually. But you know what, I think we're good. So a couple of bits left to do just to get it working. I need to get a ton of shears in there, but I don't have an iron farm, so I'm gonna have to do it the manual way. I've got a load of iron ore. I can fortune that, get it cooked up, and we'll craft some shears. And then we should be pretty much good to go. Okay, so this is the iron that we've got. Let's grab all of this and get it done. Okay, so I got all of that iron fortuned, and as you can see, we did get quite a bit. So let's get it in here and get it cooked up. Alright, that's now all done, so let's grab this and go craft some shears. While I was waiting for that as well, I did do a little bit of work down here, so that does go all the way down to my slime farm now. So obviously I'm not going to drop down there without a water drop, but you know what, we're making progress. Piston, there. There we go, that's in. Have that back. Okay, so let's try and do this. Now, as my inventory's full, this isn't going to go well, is it? Right, let's be smart about this. Okay, so let's give this a go. Do as many as we can. Yep. Okay, so just put those in there. And then lastly, we just need to set this clock up. And we should be good to go. So just stick this down here. These just need to point into the blocks next to where the dispensers are. So we just do that like that. And then we'll have something to place it against. Right, and I need that. Okay, so we'll put that in there, and then we'll get a horrible clicking constantly. But that should be doing it now. So both of these are full, and already we can see the wool coming in. This thing is insanely fast. So I just need to make sure that I've got plenty of shears in there. And I'm going to turn pretty much all this iron into shears, I think. So I'll just keep going on this, and then we can leave this alone to do its thing. Because I did say I need 20 stacks of wool, and I had way over 10. But in between clips, I've been doing a little bit of testing in a creative world, and I built the farm full scale. And then I started building the balloon for the airship around it, and unfortunately it wasn't big enough. So I've figured out the design I need for that, and it's actually 37 stacks of wool I need. That's right, 37 stacks. So this farm definitely needed. Right, so I've got that full up now, and it didn't actually take that much. And in that time, I've already got nearly a stack and a half of wool. This thing is absolutely crazy. I'm going to get tons out of this, but you know, these shears are going to go down quite fast. So I need to keep an eye on this, but you know what? I can leave this to do its thing for now, and we can actually make a start on getting this sugarcane farm built. Okay, so I've just been putting a shulker box together of the stuff I need for the sugarcane farm, and the last thing I need is a bit more glass. So I've come over to my crazy super smelter. I know, skills, I have them. And I dumped a lot of sand in here, and we've got a bit more glass now. So I've just been AFK around here to do this. So I'll just stick what I can in there, dump that back in there. So I thought we'd go check out the wool farm, because whilst I've been here, Obviously, I'm within range of the wool farm, so we might have got something out of this. Hopefully, we've still got some shears left. Yeah, they're still doing their thing. Right. I dug a little hole down here as well, so we could get to the chest a bit easier. There we go. Oh. Yeah, that's working. Oh my god, this farm is absolutely mad. And this is not a crazy amount of time. But that is a crazy amount of wool. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some of this because my plan was to actually build the sugarcane farm first and then build the airship around it. But I think it would make my life a lot easier if I at least built the bottom few sections of the balloon, and I can have a safe spot to build up from there. So I'm just going to take a bit more because it's a crazy amount I need. So we'll take that, we'll get up there and try and figure out where we're going to build this thing. Okay, so we're at the top of the tower now, and I don't know why, but I'm thinking I should do it on this side. Maybe because this is joint project with Hocus and he's on this side, I don't know. Or maybe because I just think paper goes with the enchanting balloon. I don't know what I'm thinking, but probably going to do it on this side. I'm not 100% sure on the height that I'm going to do it either, because this thing is going to be absolutely massive. And the bit I'm building first is the balloon. And obviously underneath that, we're going to have the ship like we have this side here. But just imagine this, but like 5 times bigger. That's basically what we're building. So I need to do this bit below as well, and I don't know what height that's going at. I probably should have planned this a bit better, but you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to build this balloon and the sugarcane farm inside, and then we can worry about the ship a little bit later on. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay, so we're just building a bridge out with a bit of dirt. I've come out about 25-30 blocks here, just so we've got plenty of room away from the tower, and then we can build a fancier bridge once we get the ship built. And then going up quite high in the air, because again, we need to have room for that ship underneath. And then we're just building the first little bit of this balloon. And as you can see, yeah, it is a little bit crazy. And then I carried on a little bit more, because I wanted to get to at least the halfway point, which I did do here, because I want to make sure that the farm will definitely fit inside. So once we get to halfway, we know we're going to be alright. Okay, then onto the farm. So I started with the very basic collection area underneath, just a couple of chests, and then inside the farm we have the packed ice laid out just next to where the farm's going to be, and this will direct all of the sugarcane into the hopper at the bottom that leads down to the chests. And then it was on to building the first layer of the farm. But the problem I was having here is that because we're so high up in a cold biome, the water was freezing very quickly. But luckily this first layer, it needs to be waterlogged slabs anyway, so I just left it like that. Got the basic framework of the design built, but then I decided to actually finish off the rest of the balloon so we could keep this covered up and the water wouldn't freeze. And if you're wondering how I managed to build this shape, I'm using a website called plots.co.uk, and what this does, it allows you to enter the size of something that you want to build. In this case, we're doing an ellipsoid. On there, there's also spheres and ellipses and just even basic circles. You can put in whatever size you want and it'll show you how to build it block by block. It will also tell you how many blocks you need as well, so that's how I knew I needed 37 stacks of blocks for this. Even though I had this design, I was just following it layer by layer, I still managed to mess it up quite a few times because it's so difficult doing this kind of thing. But we did get there eventually, and even though there's no design on this yet, no embellishments, it still looks pretty epic. And then finally, we just needed to get the rest of the farm built. So last 2 layers went pretty smoothly. I did need to craft a few pistons, but that was easy enough. So we got the rest of it done, and as you can see, it just fits exactly. Almost like I designed it. Okay, so there it is, all completely done. As you can see, the sugarcane is flowing down pretty regularly, so the rates on this, definitely pretty good. We should have a ton of sugarcane in no time. And speaking of which, I'll show you what I've got down below, and it's not the prettiest thing in the world at the moment, but we just have this scaffold in here, another little bit of this side, just under that hopper. I've got these 3 chests here. And yeah, as you can see, I haven't been doing a ton of AFK, but I've done a little bit, and it's coming in nice, so definitely going to have enough to craft up a ton of rockets. Let's have a step back and see this crazy thing in all its glory. So there's only one place we can look at this from, isn't there? This is my viewing platform, otherwise known as Binary's balcony. Oh my god, yes, he's definitely going to notice that. Binary, you're welcome. So yeah, we're definitely going to see this from miles around, and it's going to be absolutely amazing once I get this done, because obviously this is not the final thing. It's not going to just stay as a balloon like this. We're going to have all these embellishments like we've got on this one, but at a much larger scale, so we can do a lot more. We can have a lot more detail on this. If you like the cogs and stuff that we've got on the tower, those crazy things, we're going to introduce some copper into it as well. going to be a lot going on. And then down below, obviously, you're going to have an airship as well. So that is going to be absolutely massive as well. So I've got a lot of designing to do. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to get that done in this episode. So with that, unfortunately, I am going to have to leave it there. I've got a lot of work done, got a sheep farm and this crazy thing in the sky. Even though I've got a lot more to do, I'm still very happy with this progress. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.